What innovative worship practices work for LGBTQ ministries? Imagine walking into a church where every detail feels like it was made just for you. That's the kind of worship experience many LGBTQ ministries aim to create. When starting an LGBTQ ministry within affirming faith traditions and Christian contexts, it's important to think outside the box. Let's explore some practices that truly make worship inclusive and meaningful for everyone. First, using language that openly affirms LGBTQ identities is essential. This means choosing words in sermons, prayers, and liturgies that say clearly that all sexual orientations and gender identities are part of God's beautiful creation. For example, instead of generic references, include stories and scriptures that highlight God's love for marginalized groups. This helps everyone feel seen and loved just as they are. Next, sermons that address questions about faith and identity can be powerful. Focus on stories from the Bible where Jesus welcomes and includes those who are often excluded. These messages reminded the community that God's love is unconditional and that everyone belongs. It's also helpful to talk about how faith and identity can coexist, offering hope and reassurance. Celebrating special days like Pride Month or Transgender Day of Remembrance during worship can make a big difference. Incorporate music, testimonies, and rituals that honor LGBTQ experiences. For instance, you might include a moment of silence or a prayer that reflects on the journey of LGBTQ individuals. These observances show that the faith community recognizes and celebrates diverse identities. Developing rituals that bless same-sex unions or mark gender transitions can also be meaningful. These ceremonies give spiritual recognition to important life moments, reinforcing that LGBTQ lives are sacred. For example, a community might create a ritual for coming out or a blessing for a new relationship, making these milestones part of worship. Involving LGBTQ members in worship leadership is another impactful practice. Invite them to share their stories, lead prayers, or participate in readings. This not only empowers individuals but also helps others see the diversity within the community. It creates a space where everyone's voice matters. Using art, music, and symbols that reflected LGBTQ identities can enrich worship. Select songs with inclusive lyrics, display rainbow symbols, or incorporate visual art that celebrates gender diversity. These elements make the worship space vibrant and affirming. Creating physical spaces that feel safe and welcoming is also key. Visible signs like rainbow flags, gender-neutral restrooms, and accessible seating show that the community values inclusion. These details communicate acceptance beyond words. Including educational moments about LGBTQ history and social justice during worship can deepen understanding. Brief reflections or videos can help everyone learn more about the struggles and triumphs of LGBTQ people, fostering empathy. Finally, it's important to listen regularly to feedback from LGBTQ members and adapt worship practices accordingly. This ongoing process keeps the community respectful, relevant, and spiritually nourishing for all. By grounding worship in affirming theology and actively involving LGBTQ voices, these practices help build a faith space where everyone can fully participate and feel loved. They also serve as a powerful witness to the wider community that faith and LGBTQ identities can thrive together.